Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. I'm going to cover SUMIF and SUMIFS function. So I've got a bit of data here, some staffing data, so names of staff, department that they're in, the sex and the salary. So I've got a simple question: what is the total salary of those working in the finance department? So you could set up a pivot table if you want to do some analysis, but you can also use the SUMIF formula. So let's set it up. Equals SUMIF, and so it says here add the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. So I am going to open that up, and then there's three different elements to the SUMIF formula. There's the range, there's the criteria, then there's the sum range. So this range bit is where you're going to find your criteria. So I've highlighted that range because the next element, I'm going to set the criteria as finance, and it's going to search up and down here for all the finance fields. So I can then type in finance. Next element after hitting the comma button, and sum range. So this is the range of cells it's going to sum which satisfy that criteria. So it's going to add up this, this, and this. So close that off with a bracket, enter, and there I have it. Finance 118,500, and if I add this up, finance, so it's a bit small, but that's 118,500. Now I can also, instead of typing finance in as the criteria in the formula, I can, where it says the criteria, I can reference that. So I can, for that criteria bit, click in a cell, press enter, and it'll give me the same result. So I can change that then to a different department. So let's type in sales, marketing, and it'll just change the sum given the criteria you give it. So that is SUMIF. Nice and easy, has its uses. So yeah, practice, play around with it. And try and incorporate it into your work. So I just want to go one step further. So there, we just had the one criteria, just finance. Suppose I want to know now what the sum is of those staff members, the salary sum rather, of those members who are in finance and are male. So that's two criteria now. So to do that, I use the SUMIFS. The SUMIFS formula. So it's just under SUMIF, and add the cells given by a set of conditions, so i.e. more than one. Now it's nearly the same as the SUMIF formula, but instead of ending with the sum range, it begins with the sum range. So I want to find the value of these which satisfy the criteria I'm going to set it. So the first one is going to be finance. So I highlight the department range, and in there I want to find finance. And then in the second criteria, I'm going to highlight the sex range, and I want to find the males. So you can see here criteria is 3. So if you've got enough criteria, you can just keep going and going. So close that off. 83,500. So there are 2 finance males. 83,500. And again, you can reference these criterias rather than typing them in the formula. 83,500, so I can change that to female. So it's just the one, Alexandra, 35,000. So just a minor extension of the SUMIF formula, but it just allows you to do more than one. It just allows you to satisfy more than one criteria and get you the result. So play around. That's your SUMIF and SUMIFS. If it's been useful, let me know. Leave a comment. If it's not been useful and it's not very clear, again, leave a comment. Happy to have constructive feedback. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Take care.